Hello again, everybody, and I'm back here with another video. Today's topic is one that has just absolutely sucked the life out of me. I am completely drained and just, wow, I want to go back to sleep. God help me. But anyways, this drama is not that recent. It happened around Christmas time, but with the holiday break I took, along with other topics that I wanted to cover first, I didn't really get around to it, but here we are. Remember to not go harass or contact anyone involved maliciously. That would not be very cool of you at all, but I just wanted to give my 2 cents on this whole thing because, you know, it's genuinely just so ridiculous that it would be a crime to not cover it. So without further ado, let's just get right into this goddamn video. By the way, if you want to request a topic, my DMs are open on Twitter and Instagram. I'm usually best at answering DMs on Twitter, so if you have something on your mind that you'd like me to cover, that's where to find me. I also have my commissions open, as well as, you know, post art if you want to partake in the purchasing or viewing of my other work. Be sure to follow me. But yeah, brief social media plug over. Let's just actually get into the video.
Let's go.
So in case you hadn't heard, around last Christmas, somebody by the name of Mari, who by the way is 20, dropped this 500-page Google Doc that was basically like harassing and doxing a 13-year-old. And by doxing, I mean doxing because in this document there was a list of Discord handles, usernames, and accounts the minor had used, as well as an audio clip of their voice among other things. And I'm sorry, I can't stress this enough. What the fuck is an adult human being doing writing a 500-page call-out Google Doc on a fucking child on Christmas Day, no less? Like, holy shit, my guy, how about you write a 500-page essay on how to get some bitches, my god. And you wanna know what invoked the ire of this person? What this kid did to deserve, you know, being fucking harassed and doxed on Christmas? Well, they didn't like Mari's fanfiction and called it gross because it was smut of an underage character paired with a legal character. Yeah, and apparently the underage character was aged up for the fic, but still, people are allowed to not feel comfortable seeing that pairing, especially if it's an SOW and a minor is the one seeing it. Like, I remember the first time I was introduced to smut writing on a Minecraft skin forum, of all places. I'm very glad I frequented SkinSeed, but yeah, funny story. It wasn't exactly a pleasant experience for me, so imagine seeing that written of like 2 characters that you really like, one of which that isn't even legal. Maybe it's not a great idea to do that, I don't know. By the way, the fan of this particular drama takes place in is surprisingly a pretty low-key one. It's for a show called Glitch Text. I actually don't know much about the show, except that the creator also made Fanboy and Chum Chum, which also had this weird drama where one of the people the creator knew or had worked with or something had been exposed for drawing a bunch of really weird stuff, like Fanboy getting shot in the fucking head, as well as like Rule 34, the characters who were like 11 or something. I don't know. I got kind of off topic there, but I guess that was like a fun little factoid I feel like you guys would enjoy. That happened for some reason. I briefly was in the Fanboy and Chum Chum fandom. I don't know either. I feel bad for this guy. His shows don't deserve to have this outrageous drama happen in them, man. I don't know. Anyways, I kind of got off topic there, but Mari levels a lot of accusations against this minor, including accusing them of harassing her, being homophobic, stalking, being a bully, and among other things. Forgive me if I don't cover anything or I miss something. I'm not reading the fucking Uber Bible of ship wars for a single video here. Also, fun fact, a screenshot and a link of one of my videos made it into the document, so thanks, I guess? I don't know, I just find that really fucking funny. Anyways, let's just get right into the actual contents of the document. I'm obviously not going to be deconstructing it point by point. I'm more just going to be skimming the entire thing and just responding to points that I feel are stupid, which is pretty much all of them, but yeah, I'll take the ones I can get. Let's go. Alright, so just getting right into it, one of the first things I want to touch on is that Mari made this really weird argument where she brought up the point of this minor says her OCX canonship is valid under a segment titled Gatekeeping, as if that was some kind of like gotcha moment. They also brought up the age of consent where the minor lives being 18, but I'm sorry, what exactly is that supposed to prove? The minor's self-ship is between a 13-year-old character and a 15-year-old character, and I don't know, a 13-year-old shipping themselves with a 15-year-old isn't weird. Both parties are underage, there's literally no mention of anything inappropriate between them, unlike your weird fanfiction, and you know, it's not that uncommon for you know people to get crushes on people that are older than them. That's just kind of what happened. It's not that deep. There's like this whole segment that debates the legality of the minor self-ship. Like, holy shit, dude, maybe 13-year-olds are allowed to have crushes on 15-year-olds. It's a 2-year age gap. They're both minors within the same age range, and just why is this such an issue? Why are you so hung up on that? There's literally so much time spent trying to debate this. Like, okay, who cares about the technical legality of, like, you know, the ages? They're fucking minors, please. Just what are you doing here? Anyways, here we have this part of the document where Mari takes obvious jokes really, really seriously. Like, oh man, this is such a bad thing, grr, I am so offended by this obviously ironic tweet on behalf of somebody else. I am so mad that I'm going to make a call-out post on googledocs.com. Look at this shit. She mocked Mitch's accent when in fact this is his voice actor's natural speaking voice. And like you hear that and you expect the tweet that she's about to show to be something like, haha, his voice is so stupid, go to speech therapy, or something like genuinely mean, but like, this is the tweet Mario was talking about. It's a fucking British joke, that's it.
Let us commence forth. British?
This isn't like a huge point in the document, but it really didn't have to be included like at all. It really just shows how far Mari is willing to reach to try and just drag this child, because that's what this is. This person is literally a kid and you're trying to fucking cancel them for what? Twitter drama? They didn't like your goddamn fanfiction, get over it. Anyways, moving along, Mari claims that the person this entire document about is stalking them because they're still able to get screenshots from her Twitter page. Which isn't stalking. There's arguments to be made about whether or not it was a good move to continue tweeting about Mari, but honestly, remember that this person is 13. You're not going to know how to handle things when you're 13, especially when it's an adult coming after you. Stalking would be if they made like continuous alt accounts just to harass and interact with you, and not having a friend to get screenshots for you because you're curious as to what's been going on. Mari then shows a tweet made by them where they say that they feel like they've been reduced to a little baby and that their mental health has significantly decreased because they feel as if Mari is keeping tabs on them, which, judging by the fact that you have the screenshot, both of you are still looking at each other's accounts, and if you ask me, this whole thing just should have been over the second Mari found out that they're beefing with a 13-year-old. Like, I just feel as an adult you should know when to drop things like this, because going out of your way to have a lengthy argument with a minor on Twitter is probably not the best use of your time, I'm just saying. There's also a whole section calling this person homophobic because they don't like a shit between somebody who's a minor and somebody who's an adult, even if the minor is aged up. Which, by the way, it's totally fine and understandable to be uncomfortable with aged up minor adult ships, because I know I personally get uncomfortable when I see stuff like that. I'm a little confused as to why Mari believes this dislike is homophobic, but I think it's because this user called the ship pedophilic, and since the ship is also gay, that somehow equates to them associating maps with the LGBT community. I'm sorry, I genuinely cannot connect the dots and, you know, think as to why these two concepts were linked together in that way and what about that makes it homophobic. If anything, you know, the user was trying to not associate the LGBT with the map community. Like, there was no kind of connection that was being drawn there. You know, gay people can be pedos too. That's just a fact. I'm not being homophobic by saying that. I really don't think that it was their intention to link maps and the LGBT, nor was their dislike of the ship purely because, you know, the gender of both parties was male. Throwing around buzzwords like the isms and the phobias where they really don't apply makes me, you know, genuinely annoyed, because that is watering down the actual meaning of the word, and, you know, it gets to the point where when someone is actually being or phobic, the word, you know, kind of loses its meaning because you see it used so many times in really stupid situations, like ableist, for example. I don't know, I mentioned this on Twitter, but just stop using buzzwords to try and win an argument when those buzzwords don't apply. Anyways, you know, that kind of went off topic, but that's about as much of this document that I can stomach, and I want to my general opinions on, you know, this whole situation, and yeah, I'm going to go take a nap after this. I'm just going to give my thoughts on various themes touched upon here, such as shipping and the aging up of minors and all that. Now, I personally don't mind shipping of fictional characters as long as it's, you know, legal and not, like, problematic as much as I hate that word or anything. It's fun, you can make cute art of it, you can play around with dynamics, it's a good time. However, what I don't get is, like, shipping wars. The entire concept is so fucking cringe to me. Like, imagine dedicating your time to arguing over which fictional minor should be dating which other fictional minor, and actively hating people with a different pairing than you. Like, I don't get it. There's so much you could be doing with your time that's not this. You could pick up a hobby, you could try to learn something, you could, I don't know, make YouTube videos in your room all day, but anything but that, because it's just so pointless to me. I don't know, I genuinely just can't get it. Like, I was unfortunately part of the Danganronpa fandom for a while, but the more I integrated myself into the fandom, the more I just begun to hate it. Like, I legitimately saw people harass each other over sexuality headcanons and other stupid shit like that, like which character should be shipped with which other character. Like, holy shit, put on a mask and go outside, my guy. Another fandom that's kind of notorious for this stupid shipping shit is MHA, which, you know, I've also been getting into recently, and man, I am purposely trying to avoid the fandom because I've heard horror stories about it, and, you know, I've seen someone send death threats to a gimmick account that said Bakugo was straight, so yeah, I don't know what the fuck they're doing over there, and I don't want to be a part of it. Like, in general, I genuinely don't get why people unironically hate straight people for literally no reason other than their sexuality. I thought that, you know, that was bad. I thought hating people because of their sexuality, which they can control, is bad, and that we don't do that, but, you know, I guess it's okay. I'm sorry, I'm being sarcastic, and I got a little off topic there, but back to what I was saying. I generally just think that partaking in this kind of intense debate over if a minor likes to date boys or girls or whatever the fuck people are angry about is really stupid. Just let people have different headcanons? I don't know. Who gives a shit if somebody wants to headcanon a character as straight when they have no confirmed sexuality? Or better yet, just enjoy the media and don't, you know, fight over this stuff. As for the topic of aging up characters, I'm personally not a big fan of it. If you're aging a character up just so you can ship them with an adult or draw NSFW them, I'm sorry, but that's weird as hell. I don't understand the concept of doing that, and, you know, just try and say that it's perfectly fine because, you know, obviously if you want to age up a character to pair them with adult, you have some kind of inclination towards them being together in their canon state, and it's just, why would you do that? I have a very hard time understanding why in the world anybody would want to ship adults and minors together in the first place, much less age them up for the express purpose of doing just that. And don't even get me started on the fiction doesn't reflect reality argument, because this is literally a video about a grown-ass woman writing a fucking novel because some preteen on the internet didn't like her fanfiction, so, you know, clearly to some extent it does. Anyways, that was a bit of a long segment, sorry about that, and let's just get right into the outro, because today's video is just really fucking weird. I have been feeling really fucking weird lately, and I'm ready to just end this, so let's get going. Okay, so in conclusion, this whole thing just could have been avoided if Mari had the common sense to shut this whole drama down when they realized that the user in question was 13. That should have been the end of it all. There was no reason to keep going after that, not at all. Hell, I'm not even an adult, and I know to stop carrying on at the end of the day pointless drama with somebody who's that young. Anyways, thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, be sure to check out my other content. I make a lot of videos similar to this one. If you have any suggestions, be sure to DM them to me over on Twitter. All my other social medias are in the description down below in case you want to check out my art, follow me, get a commission, whatever, and without further ado, I'll be taking my leave. Be sure to subscribe if you want to help me and the channel out. That'd be very cool. Like the video if you liked it, and I'll be heading out. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.